Hello, and today we're going to be talking about surds. So, what is a surd? So, a surd is any number that can be represented as a root of some other number, but cannot be expressed as a fraction of two other numbers. That is not one. So, for example, root 2 is a surd, however, 2 over 1 is not. And you can't just say root 2 over 1. No, that's not a fraction. A and B have to be whole numbers. Okay. Let's how we would multiply two surds together first. Okay, so I'm just going to write two surds. Root 4 times... what's another easy number? Root 16. Alright. We know what these two roots are. When we times these two numbers together, all we're doing is timesing the 4 and the 16 together and putting it inside a root. So I can rewrite this as 4 times 16 now, which is equal to root 64, which is equal to 8. Okay, so let's double check that. Root 4 is 2, and root 16 is 4. 2 times 4, 8. Okay, so we got the same answer using both methods. Okay, so why would we need this? Well, if we had a more complicated surd, like root 2 times root 15, for example, we know that it's equal to root 30. 2 times 15, 30, root all together, and there you go. That's timesing roots together. Okay, so now we need to look at simplifying roots. So if I had root 12, okay, let's rewrite it. If I had root 12, I know that I can simplify it. I can simplify this surd. So the way that we do this is we can take factors of root 12. So the way we do this, forget that the root's there. Just look at factors of 12. And what we're really looking for are perfect squares numbers, ideally. So squares are 1, 4, 9, etc. Right? So factors of 12, 1, 2, 2 and 6. And there's also 4 and 3. And there we go. 4 and 3. 4 is a perfect surd. 4 is a perfect square, as seen over here. Right, so what do we do then? Okay, so we say root 4 times root 3. Okay, so the reason why we do that is because we know that what root 4 is. We know it's a perfect square, and we can just simplify that down to 2. And we like doing this because we now know that it's root 3 times 2. And that is the same as root 12. Write that 2 a little bit better. There we go. Alright. So now that we know that, we can try and do another example. Okay, let's do root 20, for example. Okay, so factors of 20. 1 in itself. There's 2 and 10. That's not really helpful. 3 is not a factor. 4 is. 4 and 5. Okay, 4 is perfect square. Right, so root 4 times root 5. Simplify it down to 2. And we know that it's equal to 2 root 5. And you can check this on the calculator. This is all perfectly valid. If you do this correctly, that is. Okay, let's look at a more complicated multiplication example now. Let's say I had 2 root 2 times 6 root 5, and we wanted to times these two together. Okay, so with any surd, you times the inside of the root together, right? So 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10, and the outside of the surd together, so 2 times 6, which is 12. Okay, as you can see here, we took the 2 and the 6 and turned it into a 12, and we took the root 2 and root 5 to get the root 10. Okay, now that we've looked at simplifying and multiplying, let's take a look at dividing. So let's take a look at root 20 over root 5. Well, how are we supposed to divide these two surds here? Well, as we saw earlier, root 20 can be expressed as 2 root 5 over root 5. And we know that with fractions, we can just cancel out the top and the bottom if it's multiplication, and it's 2. Well, okay, what if you had something a little bit more complex? Let's say we had, let's pull out some numbers, 15 and root 5. Will this work? Yeah, I guess it will work. Alright. Okay, so what do we do? Well, we have to try and simplify 15, but 15 doesn't have any perfect squares in it, so we're just going to have to try and split it out to be somehow root 5 times something over root 5, right? And this root here will be our final product. So root 5 times something is root 15. Well, root 3 times root 5 is root 15. Okay, so we can cancel these two out, and we now know that that is equal to root 3. Okay. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask away in the comments or on social media, and I will see you in the next one.